gentlemen.
Mama Marchand. Thank you for falling in love. And thank you for giving us the gift that is Brad Marchand, baby.
Aw, look how adorable they look together. What
look at the Oilers fans.
Game.
Is that the guy in the background that sings the national anthem?
Is it?
It looks like it. Guys, forget about that guy in the background.
Is that the guy that did the opera song?
Or the opera guy? It's one or the other. Yep.
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Sure looks like him. Guys, but Caesar, can you go back to the screen for a second? Yeah, we won the Stanley Cup, doesn't matter, but I was repping this today. Southeast Division champs, baby.
Maybe that's why I'd have to take 2 overtimes.
Leap and Cat, you guys said this is bad luck? You said this is bad luck? Come on now.
Why do you wear the Southeast Division? Of course you wear the year where we lost in overtime like 18 times.
You know who scored?
Burn it. That's Leaf fans burning jerseys.
You know who scored the series winner?
Oh, he was on the ice tonight.
Yeah, he was on the ice tonight, so maybe we should take it off.
No, I went tarps off earlier, then I put a shirt on. So it doesn't matter. Stop being superstitious. Where's the holy water?
Wow, what a game, boys. Where do we begin?
Everybody, hold on a minute.
Where do we begin?
Shout out to the holy water.
He put water.
Like, you know, it's funny. A little behind the scenes. Nick, me, Nick, and Kirby usually have little calls during the intermission, and Nick, during the intermission between first overtime, second overtime, legit said, and I quote, "I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this."
Correct. I'm channeling everybody in the comments section. I'm with you. I could not do it until we did.
Hey, Gabes, I retweeted something out. Go check it out. So
you know, it's
but hold on, Caesar. I got something for you. Where's Ryan Whitney tonight for
David?
Spaces?
Go Bulls.
Where's
Yes.
Ryan Whitney tonight? He wasn't even there.
He's been MIA.
Oh,
MIA.
I don't like that.
He hasn't been responding to me. The only one that's been there is Canadian Oldie. I give him credit.
It's time for the segment, boys. It is time for the
FSU trash can player of the game.
Where are we going with this, Cody?
I know where Cody's going with this. Are you going with number 4, Bobby Orr?
Oh, yes. I would like to go with the guy they were saying, 3 points in the first period. Yeah, and the guy that gave up on the back end on the Marchand breakaway. Go rewatch the clip. Bouchard gave up right around the blue line. And that is – and Evan Bouchard is the FSU trash can trash player of the game, brought to you by the greatest university on earth, Florida State University. Go Noles. Garbage. Like we can't show it here due to copyright, but go watch that goal. He did give up on that play.
Good eye there, Cody.
And you see his partner on the other side busting his behind, trying to get back, and Bouchard just pulls up.
And thanks everybody who's joining us live tonight. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. We really appreciate everybody.
Already at almost 50 viewers.
Yes,
5 minutes in.
Really?
We really.
Viewers.
All the Edmonton Oilers fans are they coming out? We really appreciate you guys. Guys, where were you watching the game? I was at the arena at the watch party, and shout out to Kelly. Hopefully she gets better soon. We had to leave a little bit early, guys.
Shout out Kells.
The boys won it for her. I didn't get to watch that overtime, so you guys have to catch me up on everything here. And I'll put some stuff up here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
I put some stuff up earlier. I didn't do it throughout the night, Cody. So if you guys got some stuff there, Nick, as well, for some stats.
I'll find some eventually. But with this game, the Panthers deserved this game.
Yeah.
They were Antonio, it's called the adrenaline crash.
And as far as me and Kirby, we're team no sleep, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good right now.
I got work in.
I was ready for another overtime.
10 hours.
Kirby's got the time zone advantage, folks. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, it's 2 hours
still up in the morning
behind.
putting content out. I might not have my eyes open that much.
And my hair's looking crazy because I about pulled it out when Perry tied it with like 17.
Your hair looks crazy all the time, Cody.
Because here's the thing, I had it like this.
Hold on a second. Die Hard's still up tonight? Shout out,
Wow. Okay.
Shout out, Mike. I saw Mike over on the Spaces side. We were only over there for 15 minutes because you guys, we had those votes a couple years ago, Cody. We don't need a Spaces when it's 3-4 overtimes. So we decided this year 2 overtimes or more. We'll just start over here on the YouTube.
I'm still just trying to recoup after that win, Antonio. But that was just to say where I was. I was here at my house. Had a couple of friends over. We were all watching upstairs, and when Perry scored, it was in intermission, and I'm like, I was pissed off at Kirby because he was talking shit about Corey Perry. Oh, 40-year-old Corey Perry is not going to do. And then this little, and I was so frustrated because we couldn't play it any better.
I didn't say he wasn't going. I questioned.
That was the sad
We did everything we needed to do.
And it
still wasn't enough at that point.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out. I'll be right back.
Oh. Nick was thinking, hey, Nick, you were thinking, oh, it might
no,
not
there goes half our viewership because Caesar's gone.
You said this was the year last year. You were starting to feel, hey, it might not be our year this year.
Well, I think, again, the gap between these two teams is so narrow, and you've seen it the first 2 games. But I do think we deserve to win this game today. I thought we got to our game. We were cycling the puck. We're best below the hash marks, getting in on the forecheck, which, by the way, everybody, you have to dump into forecheck, may I add.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I just want to jump in here. JC says, I hate Perry so much he needs to get his face caved in. I'm going to put Nurse there and Wallman there before Perry.
I like Wallman.
I'm not going to say it because it's a...
No, Wallman's like a Florida Panther. So
Jake Wallman. I was so pissed at that photo. And by the way,
you know who would have caved in Wallman's face? Brandon Montour and Ryan Lomberg. Would have happened by now.
Yeah, but the thing is,
about Brad Marchand? Put in the team on his back.
I liked Wallman in Detroit, and I understand what he did with the laughing and no sex face. But you're gonna do that to an opponent. Like if it was the Panthers, probably do the same thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't get reported, Cody, because he's wearing the other color. He's not wearing red.
I know, but I like players that play with that swag about him, and he does.
That's fine, but we have to address.
I want to say shout out Tomas.
But he's not dirty. That's why I really don't hate him.
Shout out Tomas Nosek. He really bounced back tonight. I thought
he wasn't going to score in the first overtime because he wasn't out there enough. I told you if it was going 2 or 3 overtimes, then he had a chance there in the second overtime.
He did. I'm like, Nosek.
I was getting ready. So Nick, I told you.
You know what? Shout out to him. And how about these Panthers, man? I mean, that's as big a gut punch you can take.
Shout out to Forsley and Nosek because I did not love their games to start, but they got better as the game went along. Those 2 guys.
And I think you take a look at this team, it's like that's another character win. It's like we've taken a look at the wins over the years, like where they get punched in the gut and they just come back and they're relentless with it. That's how you get that pedigree. That's how you get that no quit. Like you can never count them out, right? I mean, how many teams allow?
Look at this tweet by Jay Fresh Hockey. No team that I can remember takes a punch like the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, and I would compare it. The first comment there checks out to those Lightning teams. I mean, you take a look at how it's all started. Like down 3-1 to Boston, Game 6 against Boston 2 years ago. Throughout this whole 2-3 year run, and again, it proves here today they bounce back, and getting a split here at Edmonton. Kirby, I really agreed with what you said. You said this is probably as big a must-win game, and we're not almost at this early in the series, comparable to what it was versus Vegas, probably even more so.
I said more than Vegas, yeah.
And I agreed with you because I'm like, people would all obviously mention Toronto. They're not Toronto. And we don't have to worry about that anymore. I think we got to our game. I do think we should change some things up on the depth side of things, especially further down the lineup. I know somebody tweeted a post today about Nico Sturm. Probably hurt.
Gentlemen, just
enjoying. So he complains that.
Is that why we won?
And he's not giving me sweets.
Oh man, Brad Marchand, I fucking love you. Excuse my language. That's the only F word we'll be using.
So he goes full screen and he curses. What the hell is this?
Oh, I had something for Nick tonight. No,
Josh.
Yeah, but if AJ Greer can come back in, I do think that improves the depth a bit. I wouldn't be opposed because you got to play your fourth. You got to play a little bit more, your fourth line a little bit more. And you take a look, Schmidt and Kulikov.
But you can't play your fourth line like Cody says when all those penalties are happening in the first. That was back alley.
No, but
you had going on.
Going into the second overtime, you had 2 guys in the 7-minute mark, Boqvist and Gadjevich. That was the lowest for forwards. The lowest for Edmonton was Podkolzin in the 11-minute. So
what's the case in the first game?
And people might only say that's 3-4 minutes. Like, well, that's how many more shifts for Barkov and Bennett and Lundell against a fresher Edmonton team.
And by the way, fans get upset the Barkov line's not scoring, but they're out there a lot.
And here's the thing, Kirby, we've already played a lot of hockey these last couple of years, so you need your depth to come through. I do think you can trust Boqvist and Nosek a bit more. Gadjevich, I understand. I think maybe potentially if Greer can play, if Sturm is healthy, it's worth a shot.
Oh yeah, shoot those pucks, shoot those rats. But
there's some rats in Alberta here. Okay,
but it's like with
for the week, just for the weekend.
But with the Barkov thing, I'm gonna say this right now. The first line came up with the biggest shift of the game, which was right around the start of the second period, where we got that momentum and we started cycling. We started getting on the forecheck. We started pounding Edmonton's D. We started making them be out there for longer shifts. And then guess what? He's not going to end up on the score sheet for this, but he creates the Kulikov goal. He lifts, I think it's Nurse's stick, and it creates the cycle all over again. Guess what? They change lines. They go back out. Verhaeghe hits Kulikov, and Kachuk's out there for the screen.
Yep.
It's like Kachuk with the puck I didn't like, but his positioning away from the puck in the offensive zone I liked because he was in front of the net. He was trying to get in Skinner's kitchen. He was there. He was actually trying to make an impact away from the puck, unlike last year. Last year, he wasn't doing those things. This year, he is. And I understand he's not 100%, but I'd rather see him trying to make an impact some way, somehow, than what he did last year.
Bennett and Kachuk, to me, last year, Cody, were kind of non-existent in that Stanley Cup final. There was one moment there in Game 3, I want to say, but this year, and we'll get into Sam Bennett, Sam Bennett has put his imprint on this series. Nate Schmidt already has, and we're only through 2 games. And I would argue Bob's right up there.
How about just about to say, talk about the biggest impact. Sergei Bobrovsky has been unbelievable. Per Jameson Olive, per NHL stats, he is the first goalie to post back-to-back 40 save performances to begin a Stanley Cup final.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he has been outstanding for us.
And people got to understand those goals going in. That's all world goals a lot of times.
Yeah, and the freaking funny thing is, like, I thought he made the save of the game when he stopped Draisaitl on that one team.
Yeah, and that was at the end of the game with the whole thing that was played up to that as well. Like,
but it's so
at the end of the game.
I will say this. It's so crazy how good Connor McDavid's saucer passes are. Oh. It's ridiculous.
McDavid, like 5-on-4, 6-on-5.
Oh, my goodness.
He finds that extra space.
We're literally seeing the 2 best players in the world, Sasha Barkov and Connor McDavid.
And then Leon Draisaitl.
And Draisaitl, too, yeah.
Like, I love Barkov, but the highest I can put him on my center list is 4. It's because McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of another centerman there. Okay.
You thought I was going to put Matthews ahead?
I thought you were going Matthews. I'm like, we got to have that debate. We got to have that debate.
No, McKinnon, McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl. Those 3 are all world. And here's the thing: you had McDavid with his all world play. In the first on that power play with that the Bennett goalie interference, it's a tough call, but it's a reputation call right there.
Yeah. Oh, the Bennett thing, that was a little horse shit. I'm sorry.
I was so pissed.
And you know what? Like, it's just like I've kind of lost the energy for it. It's like anytime he does anything, well, he knows what he's doing there. He's falling. It's like, guys, you don't just fucking fall into a goalie. Like, it's a split-second play. If you process things that freaking quickly, then you're a genius.
But Nick, I don't think it was like the first game. The first game was more borderline to not. This game, I'm fine with it being a penalty. It's not the same play as the first game.
Like,
you got to do.
If
I
you're
know, he
saying
fell
Bennett, what do you
down.
want him to do? Oh, that's a sneaky play by Bennett. What did he do? He got taken. He got pushed into the crease and then he fell because Skinner kicked out his left leg, which he has all the right to do. He's making a save.
That's nice.
But people act like it's a sneaky, dirty play by
But you
Sam
don't think
Bennett.
that's a penalty? I don't know about dirty.
Oh, they could call it a penalty, whatever they want. But there's people saying it's a sneaky, dirty play. That's a load of horse shit. He got pushed into the goalie. I mean, I'm not really sure what you're grasping at straws.
And
I thought that first period, the refs were off on both sides. It was just.
I'm gonna be on the.
But there's a lot of penalties going on.
I'm gonna be on the opposite side of this. I thought they were fine. Everything they called was a penalty. Everything they called was a penalty.
Jones, what did Jones do, Cody?
Jones rock bottom Perry.
I was okay with that penalty.
What about all the high sticks though that the refs missed?
Ekblad was holding the stick. Evander Kane did high stick at Toulouse Ryan. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins did trip Seth Jones.
Okay.
And
Mikela roughed up the guy in the neutral zone. That's a penalty.
Well, and
I'm not sure about the second.
People complaining about missed calls. They're not calling penalties 5 minutes to go in third period overtime unless it's a delay a game or a clear penalty.
Do we as a fan base want to be like the Oilers? They were calling for more penalties out there tonight. There was already 500. You want like 80 more? Like what do you want? Like
how much 4-on-4 play has happened in this series already?
Like David got a goal 4-on-4 or set one up.
Yeah, but that was a tough play because Barkov blocks the shot, goes right back to Bouchard. Yeah. And Bouchard has a hell of a shot. So it's not really much Bob can do there. There's not much Barkov can do there. It's like it's a shit.
David gets by Barkov, like that's tough even for a Selke guy. And then Ekblad kind of gets walked.
Let me just say this: Barkov is not at fault for that power play goal. That is how the system is designed. He's supposed to let
Connor McDavid.
Yes, he's gonna let McDavid get by him because he's got to cover Bouchard on the backside.
Going to filter him down to the defenseman.
Filter him to Ekblad, and Ekblad should be able to. Oh, this is my favorite account, Puck Empire, right there. But it's just,
like Ekblad's got to do a better job there, and you can't. Like Bob tonight had to do a lot of work, Nick, early on, move east and west. Make those blockers.
He got knocked down, 4 or 5 times?
They're really trying to target his glove hand, but that blocker side, like they were saying on the Sportsnet broadcasting, is elite.
When he made that save on Leon Draisaitl,
oh my goodness!
I thought it was over. I'm like, that's their chance. They don't get it. And then I'll say this: that third period, even though we allowed the goal, we talked about it. I was very frustrated, but I wasn't mad at any. Like I was frustrated because it's like we did everything we needed to do through the course of that third period, and it didn't matter in the end. And I think that was the frustrating part. But credit to the guys for sticking with it. I thought our overtime play. It's kind of weird, Kirby. We lost our legs after the Ekholm goal the other night. I think you said it's like we kind of gained our legs as the night went on for certain guys, especially.
That shows that we have legs in this series because you got to see it after that second period, and then you saw it reappear in the second period.
And now you have 2 days off going home. They're going to have 2 days off in between each of their next 2 games.
Yeah,
so that's important.
But the thing, and I think Greer's going to make an appearance in Game 3.
Well, I think if he's healthy enough, he's got to.
But luckily,
we're going to show this clip because it doesn't show the broadcast version. So this is the game-winning goal.
Yeah. So. Okay. So watch Bouchard here. He gives up there at the blue line. He gives up.
Yep.
Like he's
not even doing anything. Just sit there, watches it.
I sent Nick the.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Halliburton shot.
Like, by the way,
shouts out to that Spanish version.
Also, I wanted to give credit to we talked about Bob. Giving credit to Stuart Skinner. I know people are going to scoff at that. He was good in Game 1. He kept them.
I tried to tell y'all before the series.
He kept them in it.
I quoted the Edmonton Journal. Y'all want to go read it?
No, he kept them in it. Period to a Game 1, and he made some big stops tonight. I mean, he really did. And I think you take a look at some of the goals here, like the Schmidt play. That's a tough play. Like Schmidt gets it up at the point, cross ice pass. one-timer there. Then you get Brad Marchand 2 times on a breakaway. That's a tough snap to
Unbelievable.
make.
And
Etulo Starinen, a beautiful cross-ice pass.
Unbelievable.
Like, again,
my boy Etu. My boys are
and the
being
one-
vindicated this
on
postseason,
Brian-
except for Ekblad. But
Reinhardt misses the net. Lusto missed the net in regulation. So there was chances like Skinner was challenged with real high danger chances, like you're saying.
no, his best save was a Kulikov shot that got deflected by Barkov, and it hits the shaft of the stick.
I thought Skinner,
Like-
I'm going to be honest with you. I think Skinner has been excellent. I mean, like, I think Bob's been great. I think Skinner, I don't think he's been as good as Bob. I don't think he's been tested.
But he's gave the Oilers momentum on big stage.
I think they're right here.
I
I
would
think
put
they're right
them
here.
pretty comparable. I mean, and that's the positive, I think, for Florida is, okay, you
But I
have.
don't know if we're going to be able to call this a goalie series because of all the star talent on the ice before. Like we do our top 5 list. You got Draisaitl in there, in there, Bennett in there. You might have Schmidt in there.
You take
Like they're right here, man. Like
Kirby, you take a
Close
look
to
at
that 5.
You take a look at the save percentages. There's a chance that both these goalies could have below 900 save percentages, and I think they're some of the best players in this series. I think the goalies have been some of the best players in this series.
Well, like on that top 5 borderline.
Oh, 1,000%. And we're tied 1-1, and I think Skinner's been playing very well. And David brings it up. Is he going to regress? If he is, I mean, that's tough. But again,
I find it hard for him to at this point.
We'll see. But
when he regresses, pucks go through his arm. They go through the 5-hole. They go through him. So you have to watch for that.
And I don't think really anything has. A lot of it has been backdoor, cross crease, seam passes.
I don't think our shooters have done a good job of picking their spots for
No, and I think Seth Jones had a couple chances to get the puck through tonight, and he didn't. I think he needs to do a better job.
The GOAT. Well, for the Panthers. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think both goalies have been remarkable, and you got to give credit to Skinner because there's so many chances that they could have been down more, and he's just been standing on his head as well.
Like this, like when people look at a 5-4 game, they're looking at, oh man, what goals are bad goals? Like the goalies must have been that great. You look at all 9 of those goals. The goalies really didn't have a chance on any of those.
No,
I agree with Indade at TNT. Holy
awful.
shit! There are 2 teams.
They're awful
on the ice.
No,
it's just so annoying because
Cody, you got to tell me on this one because I got Sportsnet. You guys always
is it Eddie Olczyk? He's like, oh my goodness, what a play! You see this? Like, holy shit!
He did it for Forsey when he stopped Kane.
Yeah,
he said, "Oh my goodness, what a play by Forsey!" He about yelled it.
I mean,
like I don't get why that bothers y'all.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
And it seems like
I don't care.
Is the only one.
And he just does. I mean, it's really bad.
Marquez is the only one defending the Panthers. Like he's actually talking a lot about them in the intermissions. Not like the other guys. Like they couldn't be so pro Edmonton. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's just this series is just so like this, man. It's legitimately like this. Edmonton probably has gotten. I think Edmonton I could say easily Edmonton's gotten about 3 or 4 bounces more than Florida has. The Perry one was a good bounce. The Perry goal that with 17 seconds left. Like Lusto's tying the man's stick up and he still gets the shot off.
But say we get that bounce, like you're going to say with the Bouchard block shot by Barkov, we still got to finish that play and follow up on it, Cody, which I think Edmonton's did a better job of that on those follow-up.
Yeah.
Marchand really needed that breakaway goal tonight. We really need. I talked to Nick about that because like a lot of things weren't going our way offensively. We were driving play. We dominated them in zone time. I think it was like 17 minutes to 12 and a half or something after 2 periods for ozone time. So the Panthers were driving play there, but the offensive chances, they have been a bit of a struggle with our top 6 guys outside of Bennett. Everyone's like, Bennett's scoring, so that means the second line score. No, that's on the power play. That's plays he's driving on his own. I really like Erod's game tonight, but Bennett is creating a lot for the top 6 on his own.
Dude, he is making a case for himself for next year to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but here's and I say this with all due respect, it's like he ain't topping this shit. He ain't topping this. He just set an NHL record for road goals in a postseason run.
This is
An
legend.
NHL record.
By far.
Right.
So pure excitement, adrenaline for our whole group. It's a very important game for our team. I mean, if we lose this game, I think personally,
It's over. I hate to say it.
I think it's very hard to come back.
No, if you lose this game after blowing a lead with 17 seconds left, it's done.
I thought it was I was just because the way they tied it, it made it a must win because I'm like oh Lord, it's like it was like
no,
where you're just like
this isn't Florida's proven to come in. This is Edmonton. I mean, Edmonton is a really good team. They're not Toronto. Look, and
Antonio, I know being a hot
Edmonton came back.
Not good. I don't mind. Like they're on the road.
Edmonton came back, but they still lost the series. Like, it's just but they put Erod on that line because for that defensive presence, I feel. Because if you go Bennett, Kachuk for Hagee, there really isn't a defensive presence amongst them.
And then if you got Erod on that top line, Reinhardt's really struggling right now. And Barkov would have to create everything. And that's tough.
And that's why I think people are like on Barkov right now, because Reinhardt's really having a rough time, and Barkov's having to create everything.
Yeah. Was Barkov as good tonight as game one? No. But look at the matchups he has. Look what he's having to do in the offensive zone, taking the faceoff draws. Edmonton was struggling against Barkov there as the night went along in the faceoff circle.
I think Reinhardt.
I think Barkov had to be more physical tonight, though, guys. Did you guys notice that?
I do think
physical tonight.
I think Reinhardt is hurt.
I think there's something there.
I think it's probably a lower body because of the hit with Aho. I find it hard to believe that he is 100%.
And Reinhardt's not getting to the bumper in those greasy areas that he needs to get to. And is that because he's, hampering with an injury here? But again, you're out on the ice. You need to try to get to those areas, no matter.
So this is crazy. I like this comment here. Florida is the most conditioned team in the NHL. And this is going to, 3 years now being in the Stanley Cup final?
All those training camps, Caesar.
It's incredible how they're just playing right now, right? There's moments here and there where you do see the fatigue, right? But we haven't seen that where they completely fall off.
I was
overtime.
Game one. But now that I saw them get their legs in this overtime, I have more confidence for the rest of this series now.
Yes, because now we know it's Cody.
But it's mainly in
tonight as well.
It was mainly Gustav Forsling for me because he got better once overtime started, making better plays, blocking shots, doing everything.
And we haven't seen from him in recent stretch here in these playoffs. And then overtime hits, and he's playing some of his best hockey since going back to maybe Tampa or even further back than that.
And I'm gonna push this agenda again. But if you don't think Anton Lundell could be a second line center in the NHL, I don't know what you're watching.
It's not Brad Marchand out there, everyone. It's on Lundell.
It is. He is playing unbelievable, Cody. Right? It just.
I don't know what more he needs to do.
You might not see it on the score sheet, but just winning the faceoffs.
You're seeing it tonight. He got 2 apples.
Right. But
And in the chip and chase play with Lundell, where he gets in on the forecheck and he gets the puck back and he wins back like that. A lot of our guys aren't doing that right now against Edmonton. Credit to Edmonton, Caesar, but a lot of our forwards are not doing that. And Anton Lundell tonight was exceptional on that, I thought.
Yeah, he ain't going to CBJ. That ain't happening.
CBJ,
it's just and I try to tell everyone this about Lusto. Is when it comes to the playoffs, he becomes a bastard. He just truly becomes such a bastard.
Well, they're starting to lay the body on Lusto, that one boarding play that didn't get called on. You can board guys in this final right now, tonight anyways, out there. You ain't going to get called on a penalty. Lusto was taking some big hits as well.
Oh, put that down, please. We haven't won yet. But no, it's just like Kirby. I've been trying to tell people about Lusto in the playoffs for 2 years now. He's a bastard.
Early this season and then even into last year's playoffs.
Because
irritant. Well, Wallman's grabbing Lusto around the neck. He was looking at Lundell in the face. Lundell wasn't.
That was Klingberg. Klingberg grabbed Lusto too.
Yeah, but Wallman did it later.
Yeah, but Lundell just sat there unfazed. He was just like,
yeah, looking at Wallman. He's like, do you know I've been here like for the last 3 playoffs on these runs?
Like, you don't need to like punch him back. You just need to just give him a look, just stare at him, just like there wasn't a thought behind Lundell's eyes. Like he was just gonna get ready for the next shift or whatever it may be. But
yeah, you can't phase that guy. And I think people picked up on that in Four Nations as well.
Real quick, we're going to take a little break here for our sponsors.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's Pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And we're going to give another shout out to our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham with Next on Treasure Coast, because the way it's looking for Ekblad, may have to call Jeremy to sell. So here we go. Hey, Panther fans in South Florida need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BeckSellsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Cody getting a shot on his own boy Ekblad there. I was tweeting out on Ekblad a lot tonight.
Like a little story here, because when the first pair was pretty bad at the start of the game, there was a point in the second where we had a damn good shift.
Oh my gosh. I almost freaking threw my bottle at the TV. I was like, Forsling.
And then the puck just hops over Forsling's stick. I need to buy a new TV remote because I broke my TV remote because I threw it against my wall.
Because we were buzzing. Like we had all that momentum. They were tired, and then up to the point, Forsling, and then he sends it back in, and I think it goes off a player and into the bench.
No, but the one that bounced over his stick, we didn't keep in the zone. And Nick, do you remember the one when the guy had the broken stick? Ekblad didn't get to the wall to keep the puck in, and we had them down on.
It was on the power play.
Yeah,
yes,
they were down
it was so
guys.
slow.
And I'm like, oh my! I'm like, I hope this doesn't come back to burn us. Those were two plays that really, really got on me.
I mean,
it was.
But I don't know. I mean, look, credit to Gustav Forsling, not Aaron Ekblad, but Forsling definitely got better as the game went on. And
Nate Schmidt in the neutral zone tonight on Connor McDavid. And how
about Kulikov?
Plays down.
How about Kulikov?
Was clearly the best from start to end of the night. And then I think Jones had a bit of a better game than game one that people were.
Yeah,
I thought Nicola had a rough game.
You did?
I didn't love his game.
I've seen him worse.
Other than the penalties, I don't like.
I got to give my boy Ted a little support. Go Fish.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
Oh, come on, Cody. No.
Let's go.
They lost.
When they're good. When they're good, I'll be able to enjoy it. But and Ryan's about to take my next thing, because I was told, when I told someone this the other day, I was like, "Oh, recency bias." You kidding me? OEL was not doing this for us in the postseason. I don't care what anyone says.
But that's when Whitney tweets that stuff out. The hockey community sees that stuff and they take it as the gospel. He's not watching the games.
And here's the thing: like OEL's best hockey for us was October, November when we needed it, when Ekblad and Montour were out. Nate Schmidt's best hockey is now.
Big difference.
Right now.
The inverse, or whatever you want to call it. It completely flipped.
Like Nate Schmidt, half the fan base
in training.
Yes, I remember you. So shout out Dunn. Schmidt has been really good. Unbelievable this series.
The whole playoffs.
Right? Like you could argue maybe he's better than OEL.
He is. It's not even close.
Right? So a lot of people were it's crazy because a lot of people were like, "Oh, how are we going to replace OEL? Is Schmidt going to be that guy?" And I think he's answered that question.
Nate has 11 this postseason.
What
OEL had
Schmidt is
6.
what Nate Schmidt is doing, he's earning a contract with another team, and it's going to
Well,
be.
he's going to get a nice payday.
I think it's going to be with a number 3 now, Nick.
Well, I originally said 2 by like 2.25, 2.5. I think it'd be like a 3 by 3 now, probably
3.5 maybe.
3.5.
Question: Is everybody happy with Verhaeghe getting that $7 million?
Yes.
Me and Cody always.
Okay.
Wait, I tell
Okay,
you, let
I'm
me just say
talking
this.
about the people out there.
I don't hate OEL. Let me just get this started. You could ask Kirby. I called OEL being good for the Panthers before when he got signed here.
Yes.
I watched enough Canucks hockey.
Me and Nick watched the film and we're like, I think Cody knows what he's saying here.
I know I've watched enough Canucks hockey to know what he brought.
But that was
my
defense there.
But to say that, because what makes me mad is the misinformation out there. Because people are trying to say he was a top 2 defenseman for us last postseason. The top 2 defenseman for us last postseason was Gustav Forsling, or like you could go Kulikov, Montour, Meek. I don't care which one you go. I'll
go kind of Kulikov,
or I can go Montour or Kulikov.
Derek, are you saying Schmidt resigns?
Like,
is that what you're?
It's fun.
He's not. If we win a cup, he's not resigning. He came here to do that.
If we do win this cup, he's probably up to like 4.5.
He's already 3. He
really
might get.
But with the cap going up,
Derek, he's not resigning.
Yeah, I don't think
he can't. You come here to try to win a cup, and then you go get paid again.
Well, it's also rehabilitating your career to bring it back up to where you once were. The OEL thing.
Well, he probably gets a. I don't think he gets a 4 by 4. I think he gets a 3 by 3.25, 3.5. And if we're doing that with bottom pair defensemen, we're just picking up bottom pair defensemen, and they're becoming $3-4 million D-man on other teams. Pretty good value.
Well, if Nate Schmidt says, "Hey, I'll stay here for a 2 by 2," I think I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I don't know if he does. I think 3 by 3.5, Ryan, for Schmidt. I would say that's very realistic.
And us playing these big market teams, Toronto, Edmonton. You can talk about Boston Rangers. We've got a lot of eyeballs on us, and all these media people are really up in the values of our pending UFA players.
Well, how much do you think?
Always is. Remember Ratko Gudas? Ratko Gudas. I mean, Brandon Montour deserved it. I mean, Ryan Lomberg, I $2 million.
I don't know how the hell he got $2 million.
Like, if you would have told me Ryan Lomberg and Kevin Stanley were going to make the same amount, I wouldn't have believed you.
We've got some good stuff for July 1st. Everyone stay tuned. We're already
but
good inside information, everyone. Don't ask us now. Right, Cody?
Don't ask us. Just get prepared. Just get prepared.
We're hearing stuff now, Caesar.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. This is the most we've had on our live stream.
Wow.
We really appreciate you guys. And don't forget to like the Big C shows as well. I'll be having some good interviews on my show here in the next week. Jesse Pollock will be my special guest on Sunday. So yeah.
And also we're gonna have a community hangout this weekend, I believe.
We'll be doing it Sunday at 4 p.m. So
trying to get a Florida media person. They're all traveling back now to South Florida, so we'll see what we can do there for the Sunday.
And just real quick, one more thing. Shout out to everybody at the rink who stopped by and say hello. D-Lo, appreciate you hanging out with me in the second period. We scored because of you. We were there. Let's go. And
there we go, Z. I'll go get something here in a second.
But also, like, what's funny is, like, I'll be in South Florida, like, right after Game 7. And I'm going to go to the Florida War Memorial. I want to go see that for the first time. But also on July 1st, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of this thing. A lot of it.
Okay.
Because there are going to be some bad contracts out there.
And I just want to say, it is 1:45, 1:45 on the East Coast in the morning. We have 85 people in here. Thank you so much, everybody.
Like, that is insane. Like,
that is insane.
When Nick and Kirby kind of started this, like, last year.
We had, like, 8, 12, 10.
We had, like, 8 views. Now we're getting, like, 300 consistently.
We're at, like, 80, 85, 90 at 2 a.m.
Appreciate you guys.
We really appreciate you guys. Seriously.
Happy birthday. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Happy birthday, Cody. Take it away.
The Critical. That's what I'm gonna say.
Happy birthday. It's happy birthday, Critical.
Cody, one of the best jerseys in the last 20, 30 years. The yellow pinstripe.
Oh, here we
There
go.
we go.
The
Okay.
Ron Artest.
Put it on here.
Hey,
I
you can
like the
Happy
brag.
navy
birthday to
blue.
Zach.
Zach, happy
Okay.
birthday.
Happy
I
birthday,
hope you
Zach.
enjoy your gift, which is a Brad Marchand OT winner.
You know what? Just for you, Zach. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
What is this, The Voice?
Happy birthday, dear Zach.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Now, fuck you, Biz. There we go.
My
Right,
answer,
Kirby.
no. I'm not. Oh,
There we go. Let's go.
That's Pacer.
Kirby, I like the navy blue pinstripe better, but that's
You
just
do?
me.
Oh man, I always loved the gold, and they played good in it too.
Hey, but
What's
enjoy.
the giggles here tonight?
Right?
Hey, and Ryan, get that. Hey, Ryan, what the Halle Burden, baby?
Right Ryan's losing a bet right now.
I have a question. Can we play a replay of that Halliburton shot?
No, that's copy.
You can't.
Is that copyrighted?
Yeah, unfortunate.
Ryan, I'll just send you a video.
You'll send to Brian.
Send it.
Unfortunately,
Ryan's a
funny.
big Thunder fan.
I can't like Caesar. Have you seen Halliburton's nickname on NBA Twitter?
no. What is it?
It's the.
I haven't been keeping up with basketball, guys.
It's the NBA Twitter's calling Halliburton the Halliband.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Caesar got broke by Jimmy Butler, but I could have told you all Heat Nation that was going to happen.
No, I knew it was gonna happen. I just
Like a James Harden.
it just left a bad taste, the whole situation, and I just.
Banner 18. That's so.
But real quick, guys,
Yep.
we're gonna listen to here Sam Bennett after the game.
What was the energy in the room after that one?
Yeah, it was. The boys were a little tired, but that's a huge win for us. We fought back. That's tough to regroup after they score a late one there, but our team did a great job of refocusing and regrouping, and that's a big one.
I mean, this was an instant classic. You had 11 penalties in the first period, 5 goals. I mean, a lot of back and forth. You talk about regrouping. How were you guys able to regroup? What was said after regulation ended, after allowing that late goal?
I mean, there's so many leaders in our locker room. That a lot of experience, a lot of great leaders. There wasn't one thing that was said. It was just a collective group of guys chipping in and saying the right things, just making sure everyone was mentally prepared. And we all did a great job.
Gus Forsling made a couple incredible defensive plays, one on McDavid, one on Draisaitl. Not sure if you've seen them to this point, but what can you say about what he means to this team?
He's incredible. He puts his body on the line every night, along with all our D-man, blocking shots, making great plays. I mean, it's not easy to shut those guys down, and he's been incredible for us.
Your best friend, Brad Marchand, a shorthanded goal, and then, of course, the game winner in double overtime. What have you learned about him that you didn't know before that you enjoy?
I mean, he's just an absolute dog.
He's got that dog in him, does he?
He has that dog in him. It's incredible. He's his leadership, his energy, his battle. He just inspires the group, and he's got that dog in him.
Well, he seems to be the perfect fit for these Florida Panthers. Last one for you. I'm not going to ask you about the goalie interference call, but there's a very large portion of the Alberta population that does not want to see you in front of the net. Anything you'd like to say to them about that?
No, that's where I'm going to be for the rest of the series.
That's freaking epic.
I
love it.
That we're sacrificing blocking shots. I didn't really see that a lot in game one. Saw it tonight, guys. There was a lot of great shot blocks.
This
Game one, Kirby, you and I watched it afterwards. Ekblad was not good at all game one.
No,
right?
He was flinching and different things like that as well.
But
And-
tonight he takes one like right off like the
Right off
inside
the-
of the hand right here.
Mhm.
But it was a
That
lot
jump
better
hurts.
today.
Yeah, and what else was I going to say? Oh, you guys probably didn't see this on Sportsnet. Ryan, you probably saw this. Jamie Compton, you're going to like this, Nick, because you're saying, what is he doing this series? he came over and talked to Bennett when it was really rough there in the first, and he's telling him to settle down. And Bennett sat his ass on the bench, and he didn't say too much. So he was telling those guys, like,
if you can't run a power play, settle your guys down.
He's like, hey, we're not taking. I might be running the power play, but
our PP2 is freaking elite, though. I don't get it. Like
so
this might be
power
the
play too. Maybe we should have Schmidt running it.
like, you know, it's funny how like last year we had like at points we had like the second unit come out before the first unit. Can we do that this year?
But Maurice hasn't made that statement, right? And he should. A lot of fans are upset on PP1 on Twitter X. They're messaging me like, Kirby, this just ain't it.
Because the biggest problem with the first power play is it's too scripted. They're looking for too many exact plays instead of taking what Edmonton is giving them.
Yeah.
Because Edmonton on their power play, they're not looking for they may be looking for a particular guy, but they're not trying to do it as a set play.
Cody, sorry to interrupt. The play is you got to go down the wall, and then you make it a little 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and you make that little small area pass. They were showing tonight this on the Sportsnet broadcast with Edmonton. That's the exact same thing we need to do with Barkov and Reinhart. Make those small area plays. Then you got Verhaeghe on the little side bumper, or you got Reinhart there, and it's tic-tac-toe, boom, top of the net. Pick your corner on Skinner. That's how you're going to score. Take away one part of the ice. Just use one half of the ice. And
there was a play, I think, on the power play where Tkachuk, instead of going towards the net, he chose to pass it to Reinhart in front. You know, he had an open slot or open on the right side.
Yeah, he had a little bit of space, but the thing was, I know exactly what you're talking because I told Kirby about this in the convention. He had like a little bit of space to kind of take it to the net and pull the defenseman towards him to make the pass easier because it was Verhaeghe in the bumper.
Yes.
He was looking for Reinhart at the face-off circle because Reinhart was ready for the 1-T.
And I think Lundqvist even said it too, because he's like, even if you don't score there, make the defense make the play, right? Like you said, Cody. Make them think twice.
Yeah, because, like, if you pull that defenseman towards you, that pass becomes easier. And heck, even Reinhart could probably get lower to make the pass even easier because the angle opens up kind of differently.
I know you guys don't like to look at the charts, but Seth Jones, Brad Marchand, and Dmitry Kulikov, the top.
It's kind of matching what I would think about it.
With Tkachuk down there at the bottom, Gadjevich. I didn't like that fourth line until about the third period. But again, Cody, you're going to say they didn't have a lot of ice time. But I still didn't like when they were out there. They weren't getting on the forecheck and getting to pucks. And they weren't banging bodies, which, you know, you need that fourth to do, you know. So
it's like, it's just, you just can't get on a roll. Like when you're not getting the, like, you know, the consistent shifts, like, you know, that's why I'm not.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not like as hard on them like right now.
Cody, you said the Edmonton penalty kill, their numbers really got hurt in the LA series. And then you said a bit in the Vegas series. Every round, including against Florida, their penalty kill percentage has been about 50% to start the first two games of each series. They've struggled coming out of the gates in every round on their PK.
Yeah. And it's just
give up what
they're going, like, and they're going on the road now where their penalty kills like close to what, 50%?
Yep.
So they're gonna have to turn around.
I think our matchups still getting that last change is definitely going to be helpful. And Edmonton has not been nearly as good on the road as they have been at home. I think I'm trying to think each of their losses actually. How many road games have they won? I mean, lost only one.
Give me a second. So
three. They've
lost
3.
Yeah,
I have them 7 and 2 now at home. If that's right.
Yeah, so 3 because they lost the first 2 at LA, won the rest. The only loss to Vegas was in Edmonton, and then they lost game 1 at Dallas, so 3.
Okay, so I'm looking at their road stats here. Edmonton 6-3. They score 3.5 goals per game. They allow 3.1. Here are the big things. Their power plays at 12.5%, and their penalty kills at 55%.
That's putrid.
And if you compare that to their home splits, at home, they're 7-2, 4.56 goals per game, 2.78 goals against per game. Power play at 42%, penalty kill at 79%. So,
trust me, we never forgot about that, Zach. We never forgot about that. That's why I was confident we could win game 1 or 2.
And
Because Kirby thought game 1 was a must-win.
Yep.
Vital. Yeah.
well, it proved to, that was a.
Well, look
that was
how
a game-
close we were tonight of it being vital.
Well, yeah, right. And it's
Very-
like these games are very tight, and it's like one of the things that's so interesting for Edmonton is like the power play is at 42%. I think I just said, yeah, 42.3%. Penalty kill is almost at 80%. Penalty kill hasn't been an issue at home. It's been a big issue on the road. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. That's going to be really interesting to see. Edmonton, and again, we're not a very good home team this playoff, so we'll see. One of them has to cancel each other out. Which one is it?
Before we move on here, I just have something for Nick quick. Because off air, you kind of didn't seem too confident about game 3, and you thought the Panthers would respond in game 4. Since this game went to double overtime and extended play, Nick, do you feel better now going into game 3 at home?
Yeah, the reason I was worried about game 3 is because of our legs. I mean, I really
that wins with extended overtime. It usually favors them at times.
Yeah, because I think this team, some teams prefer rest. I think when we're in our zone and we're going, right, when we're just playing and doing our thing, that's when we're at our best, right? Like you take a look, we ended the Toronto series in game 7. We went right into that Carolina series and we won the first 3 convincingly.
But you get what I'm saying, when you have extended play in overtime, not just first overtime, second overtime, third overtime, the team that wins, that can usually.
Yeah, I think it's a deflating loss for Edmonton, especially when you tie it up with 17 seconds left.
Because they waste a lot of energy here tonight, not being up 2-0 now.
But I don't put too much stake in this. Edmonton, they're also a very resilient team. They're mentally resilient.
Oh, yeah,
they're proven.
They
So
are.
I don't expect this to be, now we got Edmonton in their head. You can't really get in Edmonton's head that easily, right?
Or maybe they struggle offensively.
Maybe they struggle certain guys, like maybe Evander Kane getting off his game because somebody's.
I call Big Cheese. I'm calling you that from now on.
Me, Big Cheese.
The Big Cheese Show. The Big Cheese Show.
Okay. I mean,
Anthony, I appreciate.
But I don't know with Caesar with all the videos.
You know what? You know what's the most under the most least talked about storyline of this series? Florida's actually winning the special teams battle.
I would have never thought that.
That shorty by Brad Marchand was huge.
Well, that changes the whole script there because of what the Oilers are on their power play on home ice. What are they on their home ice coming into the final here? I had it in front.
They were 6-1 on
56.3% coming into this final.
Into tonight.
And they were 1 for 6 tonight.
So those numbers are dropping around below 40 maybe now?
You talking about at home, Kirby?
Yeah, at home.
At home coming into tonight, Edmonton was 7-2. Power play 42%.
So they're 42%. So it's already dropped coming into tonight.
Yeah. 40%. And power play for them.
So I want to kind of answer this question for Anthony. He said autocorrect, so you didn't really mean to put cheese.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but that was so fucking funny.
It was hilarious. It was.
I didn't even notice the question. I was laughing at that too hard. My bad, Anthony.
So if these games keep going into overtime, which team does it favor more?
I don't know if I can pick.
It's hard to say, right?
It's not like Florida and Carolina to me with extended overtime, Cody.
You know what? I don't even know the answer to that question.
I could give you an answer with Toronto and Carolina. Can I give you an answer with Edmonton? Or at times, if Tampa's like where they used to be at, I probably couldn't.
No.
I guess my answer would just be yes.
There you go.
One of the teams, Yeah, I think it's so hard.
And I think it all depends on the goaltender, right? Which goaltender's hot.
Maybe
actually,
in the games, that's a good point.
It depends.
Both.
Yeah.
I actually think it depends on who's more physical in the overtime periods. Because I think the team that's least physical is probably going to get worn down more.
Well, the answer I could say is who has the most legs, but you don't know that, Anthony, until you start watching the overtime.
One of the things I'm going to be looking for at home, one of the things I want to be looking for, especially as we shift to home, is can we slow the game down a bit? This has been a very fast pace. We've kind of played this series right into Edmonton's hands a bit, and they give them credit. They forced us to do that, right?
Yeah.
And I thought we got better as this game went along. We slowed the game down a bit. Does that continue into game 3? Does getting the last change make a difference here. I think Kirby has said it too after the first intermission. Like, we're playing right into their hands. Like, this is what they want. They want back and forth. They want 3-2. Not that they're not not they're
4-3 for us is right on the edge of me not being comfortable. It's right.
Yeah, 5-4. I mean, like,
Like,
if we win 4-3, 5-3, it's like we usually need to win 3-2, 4-2, 3-1, right?
Yep.
Now it's good we've been able to score, but I want to see, can we continue the trend that we saw throughout the game as the game progressed on, and is it going to carry into game 3? And does being at home change that? Because
that third period, Nick, when that game, the clock just kept tick, 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 tick. That's what we need it to be. There doesn't need to be goals. Just let that clock burn.
But listen, people are going to say, "Oh, we sat back." It's like, we did everything we needed to do. We did everything we needed to do. That was as almost a perfectly executed period of hockey that you would want in that situation. And I'll say this, Antonio, they want to win 6-5. Edmonton does not get enough credit for their structure. I know we haven't seen it necessarily.
I don't think that narrative's true anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that narrative is true anymore. Sorry about that.
With the fan base of the Oilers, it is. But the team, they're starting to...
Yeah, I think they don't get enough credit for their structure, how they play in one-goal games.
Knobloch, great game.
Knobloch is a hell of a coach. I really think he
made so many adjustments tonight.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal coach.
I agree with Jose here too. How about Panthers' second period?
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
These last 2 games, I thought the Panthers' second period, this game and the last game, were by far the best 2 periods.
If you look at this postseason, our second periods have probably pretty much been our best periods,
right?
Because when we get on the forecheck with the long change, it really hurts teams, and then they start to. Edmonton iced the puck 4, 5, 6 times in that second period.
Yep.
They're struggling. Toronto struggled with the long change. Carolina struggled with the long change.
Yeah.
Tampa struggled with the long change. Like, it's becoming like a thing for the Panthers, because once they get on a roll with that long change, those defensemen are out there a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes. Like, during the period, like, Eddie Olczyk does a great job of letting you know who has been out there the longest. Because he goes, long shift for Forsling or long shift for Nurse.
Tonight, it was the Oilers defenseman.
I wanted to ask about that. What do we think about the individual defensemen on Edmonton? Like, what do we think of Ekholm and Nurse?
I think Ekholm and Wallman have been their best.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bouchard
tonight the Panthers punished Klingberg.
They did.
Yeah. Klingberg is struggling a bit. He was turning the puck over quite a bit.
Well, they could always make that change too.
Bouchard is so high ceiling, high floor. I do not buy the Oilers.
Bouchard's very volatile.
Paul Coffey saying he makes 9 good plays and 1 bad play. I've seen him make more than
that one bad play seemed to cost them tonight.
But here's the thing: Bouchard's very volatile.
Bouchard cost them tonight? The 2 cross-check penalties.
That too.
Yeah, that's undisciplined.
100%. And I think, I think a guy that's also been, for them is Brett Kulak, who, I think
he moves a little bit better than I thought.
Yeah, I don't remember him moving that well. I think he's had a really nice year for them. But
it's the one thing I never noticed. I did not realize how small Arvidsson was. For some reason, I always thought he was bigger.
No.
But
he's had some jump here. He's had some jump. Oh, we have Alexander Barkov as our 450th subscriber.
There we go.
I thought we had 435 at the beginning of this live stream. Am I right, gentlemen?
We probably did. Thank you guys for
thank you very much,
and
everybody.
subscribing. We're
really 451 now. What the hell?
All the 500 by July 1st, gentlemen.
Hey, didn't I tell you, Kirby?
Yeah, your numbers were a little higher than my projected numbers there. See, but I said it helps when you keep winning and you advance.
Antonio says Connor Brown low-key terrifies him.
How about this by Brad Marchand about his mom? I thought it was pretty hilarious. You have to put a muzzle on her.
Boy, okay.
Probably where he gets it from.
Is that some maritime humor there? I don't live in the Maritimes, everyone.
We got 452 now, actually, gentlemen. So it just keeps climbing. Kirby, I was saying while you stepped away, it's 2 a.m.
Don't forget to like my channel as well, boys. We really appreciate you guys.
Oh, no, maybe we don't have 450.
What were you saying?
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Like on my YouTube, it says 451.
Anyway,
Oh, okay. Maybe you have to refresh it, but again, just wanted to say thank you. We got 85 people here at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
This is incredible.
We really appreciate
We
you.
appreciate all the support. I did want to talk about one other thing about Edmonton.
what were you going to ask me?
But wait. One thing on the individual.
What is your thoughts on Edmonton's depth? That was a big conversation coming into this series. Was the depth of the Florida Panthers versus Edmonton? I think Edmonton's been better. Has been better throughout the first couple.
Disagree.
Games.
Their fourth line has been pretty much non-existent.
That is true.
Like, I did not hear Janmark's name once tonight.
Well, I heard Kapanen's and Podkolzin's.
But Podkolzin's third line, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
He had a quieter night.
They don't need their depth to score as much as ours. They got McDavid and Draisaitl. They need to crash and bang and get a goal here or there. That's all they need to do.
I still don't love the fourth line, how it's utilized against Edmonton. I
agree.
Don't think they're getting to pucks quick enough. Lundell, that line's got to do a lot to get to the pucks because Edmonton's just a lot better back there on the back end, moving pucks. Carolina struggles with the hard rim, Cody, where they can't react to our forechecking.
One of the things I noticed is that we were chipping it softly into the corner. We're not doing the hard rim. We're not doing the hard rim anymore. We're just simply chipping it. And that we're forcing the defenseman to go into the corner.
That's what I tweeted out, Nick. We start with the hard rim, and then we go to the chip and play game. You know?
Reinhardt is having a rough 2 games, but Verhaeghe's been back checking. He's been creating plays for everybody.
Cody,
that back check on Draisaitl that he almost scored, where he went right.
Dog, I think you're watching your own game because if you're asking where Verhaeghe was,
Verhaeghe created that goal, that chance for Marchand in overtime.
He freaking had the main apple for Kulikov.
Yeah.
So
just
what did he watch?
You know, right? Yeah.
And it's just back to the individuals.
Antonio mentions.
Thank you, Antonio. Who said that?
We talked about this before. In a physical series, Nugent Hopkins is.
You don't even. I didn't notice him out there tonight.
No,
I did not notice the Nuge.
And
this guy is the first overall.
That was Verhaeghe, dude. Verhaeghe had the main apple on the freaking Kulikov goal.
Maybe he is watching his own game, Cody.
I'm talking about guys. Verhaeghe.
It says Verhaeghe on the app.
Verhaeghe was on the forecheck for the Marchand one off the post, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, when it went through Skinner in overtime?
Yes. Everyone was going for a line change.
Ekblad's fine, Ted. But
he's a Leafs fan.
I don't care.
Ekblad was a lot better this game.
Ryan, is that the standard for Nugent Hopkins?
No, he wasn't.
He was better than last game. I mean,
Ryan,
no, he wasn't.
Ryan, is that the standard for Nugent Hopkins now?
Ekblad was
now
he's
he number one Nuge fan now? I disagree with Caesar. Ekblad wasn't better. I just think.
I think Reinhardt, it's going to be fine. Everybody's hurt this time of year. I think they're going to figure it out at home.
But Nugent Hopkins, first overall pick. Ekblad, first overall pick. I have higher expectations of those players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nuge was the first overall pick, I think, in a weaker draft.
Huberdeau draft.
What, 2012, 2011?
Huberdeau playing better in the playoffs, Cody? You always stand up for Huberdeau in the playoffs.
Landeskog, yes. Huberdeau that 1 year, maybe.
1 year now he's failing. Okay. But I think it's easier to get back to Ekblad. He's got to pick it up.
No, I agree. I'm sure we'll have a great time in Dallas. I hear they need a new coach.
Man, there's a lot of playoff performers in this first round.
I just want to get in the DeBoer thing quick. I was surprised he got fired today because the owner did the owner come out and endorse him?
He did.
So yeah, but I think the players were too pissed off.
The player interviews just the
sewer. 1,000%.
Yes.
Okay.
Because as a player, I would not be under him again.
Dallas screwed up by having him do the exit interviews because I think DeBoer was around for the media. You don't do that to a coach. Do your player interviews, exit interviews.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand why DeBoer did that. I mean, it backfired on him 1,000%. But here's the thing: who is a better coach than Pete DeBoer out there?
Peter Laviolette.
Peter Laviolette. I mean, what is he going to do?
Probably take him to a conference finals or a cup final, actually.
He might. I mean, there's not much room for improvement for Dallas. So I do think they need a bit of a stylistic change. I do think it's very similar to what Paul Maurice did in Florida when he came here.
Yeah.
There's not much that needs to be done. It's tweak, I think. Ryan says Lane Vino.
He did go to a cup.
Can they bring in a Ken Hitchcock?
Hey, hold on. Vino got them the President's Trophy as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Canucks, yeah. But
John Tortorella, you're a Dallas Stars head coach.
that wouldn't be a bad one.
Well,
But the thing is, here was what pissed me off with DeBoer. One, it was a dumbass. It wasn't a dumb decision to pull Ottinger in the first, but it was a dumbass decision to keep rolling with DeSmith the second and third period.
Yes, that's where I was, Cody. You've come around to where I was saying on that. Yep.
No, that's where I was at. Like after the first, I understood it.
I thought.
No, I was upset when he kept him in for the second and the third. That's what pissed me off.
And
then you go into the media right after the game. This is why I don't feel bad for him for the exit interviews. You throw him under the fucking bus.
And you don't mention Wyatt Johnson or Robertson or anyone else.
And those guys scored.
How about your captain, Jamie Benn, being a complete no-show?
Say again?
Soft. They were soft in that series.
They got bullied.
They got bullied in that series. I don't know how they expected to generate any offense. Everything, they carried it through the neutral zone. They passed it out wide. Edmonton smothered them. The only success they had is when they chipped in deep and they were cycling it and the deactivated. And they had success, and then they stopped doing it. They need
but at least
to
it's a commitment to play that style of game. And
I truly think that's – I don't mean to relate it to the Panthers. I truly believe it is just a change in style of play and committing to other parts of the game for them. That's all they need. They have the talent. They have everything.
Cody, I want to add something on this. So, on a little bit more of a somber note, when Mason Marchment's dad passed away that summer that he left Florida, he was going to go to Carolina. He ended up going to Dallas. So Steve Spott, the assistant coach, is a close family friend of the Marchment family. Now with DeBoer getting fired, I think Spott's leaving there as well. So again, this whole Mason Marchment thing, maybe come back to Florida or different things that could be there. So again, we don't know where DeBoer and Spott will end up, but that
look at Cody's face at that.
Wanted to add that part. So
I don't know. I think again, there's obviously been Aaron Ekblad's been connected to the Dallas Stars. Jason Robertson and Mason Marchment have been brought up in trade rumors. I don't think Jamie Benn will return. If I were the Stars, I'm not bringing Jamie Benn back. I'm giving chances to young guys like Maverick Bourque.
Maverick Bourque might get offer sheeted.
Well,
yeah, but here's the thing: they're screwed because they gave term and cap to Matt Dumba and Ilya Lyubushkin.
Yeah, they're right.
We have Mikkola, Schmidt, and Kulikov for a combined around $4.5 million. Mikkola at $2.5, Schmidt at $900K, Kulikov at $1.15. And they have Lyubushkin at $3.
Tough cap situation compared to Florida.
And they have Lyubushkin and Dumba at 3.3 or 3.5 or something. That is what's killing them. And the right side was they tried to sew it up with Cody Ceci.
And it worked there for a bit, I think, or it did.
Against Winnipeg and a bit against Colorado, but once Edmonton got in, it was just floodgates open.
They know his MO and his play being in Edmonton.
It's and you know what's funny? Dallas was one of the most fun teams to watch. And you know what the worst part is, and this is why you don't bridge guys like Jason Robertson. You have to pay him anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I think the deal with Rantanen makes it interesting because you already get a winger. It's like you can afford to lose Robertson to add to other areas of your team. I know they want to keep Mikael Granlund. He was excellent for them. He was
their top three forwards.
I think the bridge deals are the way
of the past. Yeah,
especially
I think
you're talking about bigger name guys.
Yeah, and they did that because there were some contract disputes with Jason Robertson and Jake Ottinger. That was the summer I think Matthew Tkachuk got traded. So there was obviously that concern.
Wouldn't Swayman have been bridged in the summer?
Swayman was bridged, and then he signed the deal right before the season.
Was it UFA or an RFA though?
He was an RFA.
RFA.
Yeah, they could have.
So that's always the thing. And I'm actually interested to see how the RFA things are utilized.
It's
Maverick Bork, you mentioned. I wonder if there's any young defensemen out there.
Because Dallas might be susceptible just to get off of them.
I have a name, but
They
you
can
guys
be
ain't gonna like it.
susceptible of offer sheets.
Keandre Miller. Yeah. Okay. There's no room. I mean, bottom.
He has all the That's the thing with Keandre Miller is he has all the damn tools, all of it. The size, the puck moving ability.
If you're talking on the Panthers, he would infuriate me on a nightly basis.
Yeah, but
where's the need for him? We have Forsling and Mikkola on the left side.
Bottom pair.
And
I paid a lot of money for.
I question Miller's commitment to the Panthers. I know, Cody, you say guys come in and they buy in, but like to take a hit to make a play, that type of stuff.
But he has the size for it. That's what's killing me.
And IQ and decision making, I don't know if that's.
I think he's got a lot of talent. I just don't see the fit. I mean, we need to prioritize right shot defensemen right now. I think there are a couple out there. Rasmus Anderson, if the Islanders draft Schaefer, Noah Dobson potentially could be an option.
I think they're going to move Dobson.
But I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Now that the new GM's in, I find it unlikely now.
I know people have mentioned Dante Fabro, not to just get too ahead here. I mean, I like Dante Fabro as a player. I wanted to claim him off waivers. I wanted to sign him last year when Nashville was, I think Nashville bought him out or didn't qualify him and then signed him.
Yeah, you wanted to there too.
I wanted Carrier. I wanted Liljegren. I wanted Fabro. I think Adam Boqvist was also a part of that little group we talked about. But I do think if we're going to lose Aaron Ekblad, we need, I think, a bigger piece for the middle pair than Dante Fabro. We're going to need to replicate what we've done. We need essentially a minute muncher on the second pair. I don't think Fabro is that. I think he's just a good second pair guy. Where I think the guys we've had the last couple of years, Ekblad or Jones this year, Montour last year, those are two guys that play top pair minutes. Add that in addition to we have Forsling and Ekblad already playing on the top pair. Dante Fabro is not enough. And I think that's just the way our defense is constructed. When you don't have a number one defenseman, that's the way it works. You need to even it out amongst the top four.
And Jones led the team in ice time at one point. I don't know if he finished with it, but
I think he did 35 minutes.
Because he was at 28 something, and he was ahead of Ekblad and others.
Yeah, I think he finished.
He was.
I don't think Jones is going to be that clear cut number one. Listen, I like
for minutes at times.
For minutes at times, sure, but it's like I think you need a bigger piece than Dante Fabro. I think you need closer to a Brandon Montour level player than a Dante Fabro level player.
Unless, because
I think Rasmus Anderson would be the perfect fit for the second pair. Jones on the top, Anderson in the middle. Again, depending
I would play Anderson with Forsling.
Would you?
I guess the Swedish connection,
and also he's got bite to his game.
So kind of bringing it back, guys, because we are getting a little bit off topic here. What do you guys think of Game 3 here?
I have no idea.
I have no clue. I just got done freaking out about this one.
We got some days to sit on this. I feel better because we went to double overtime and got that win. So that's what I'll say there.
Okay.
Better. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd be feeling.
I think we got to our game as it progressed. I think if we can continue what we finished here into the next game, also seeing that we do have our legs. Certain individuals, they could pot a goal here or two. They're injured. That doesn't mean they can't make plays, right? They can't be impactful. They can do it. And a tight series going back to South Florida, so we'll see what happens.
How did you guys think Boqvist played overall today? Because I thought he played really well.
I thought he tried to do some things. He tried to push the pace with his speed. Kind of got walled off. Really didn't have much support from his mates or whatever. He tried some things, just didn't really work out. I'm just but then again, he never really got consistent shifts, so it's really hard.
And it's hard because he's on that fourth line, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing with Mackey kind of being it, because I could see Boqvist trying to do some things with the speed. He nearly does get some things with the speed going, and that's why we kind of want Mackey in, because Mackey has that speed and a little bit more skill to probably maybe get by a Klingberg or a Kulak or something.
And he's a better finisher than Boqvist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone tells me or Boqvist has done on the top line or the second line.
But do you think Maurice is keeping Boqvist because of practice, of what he's seeing in practice as well?
I think he's also doing it because Boquist has had some big moments in this postseason for us, and I don't think Boquist has played so bad to take him out of the lineup. I don't believe that's happened yet. If there
Right.
was a guy to be taken out the lineup, I think it'd be Gadjevich. But it's
Especially if Greer can come in. We'll see if
yeah.
that's actually
I don't
true or if Maurice is
yeah
bluffing.
because I don't know about you, Kirby. I don't feel like Boquist is playing so bad we got to scratch him.
I don't think any of the guys have been like that dating back to early Carolina series. That's the role that we've been on. And after
I don't think Gadjevich could stay in. I think the speed of Edmonton, I think it's
But I'm fine after losses making one or two roster changes.
Yeah, we're not changing anything. I don't think Sam Miskevich should come back. I don't want that. So
I would have considered Puljujärvi, but look at the Charlotte Checkers right now. I want to also want to add that I really like Erod's game tonight. So.
Yes, I thought Erod he's been really good in this final, right? Even last game, he was just.
Cody liked him in game one. I really liked him in game.
Yeah, I think Erod's been very solid for us.
Erod's gotten better as the postseason has gone on because I think he had a rough Tampa, he really had an invisible Tampa series, kind of had a rougher early Toronto series. Then he got hurt, but then once he came back, Game 7 versus Toronto, that's when he kind of started playing better. And then moving to Carolina, he got better, and they got better and better. Because Carolina, he was phenomenal, and it's just with Erod is I like him better on the second line than the first because the first kind of create.
The first has enough defensive awareness. The first needs some finishing at times.
You
right?
Two freaking selkie candidates.
The second line, they could forget how to play defense.
So we did hear that Matthew Tkachuk maybe aggravated the injury he had before. What do you think? Is he gonna? How are we gonna look for him to?
He ain't useful right now. I mean, so what difference is it going to make? He played after that, did he not?
Yeah, he did. It's just he's probably going to be more of what he's done already. Kind of be at the blue line, kind of try and chip it in. Let Bennett and either Erod or Verhaeghe get on the forecheck, whoever the hell's on the line at the time.
Could this be something that he might deal in the offseason as potentially having surgery?
Yes. And I think he should get the surgery because, let's be real here, he's a lock for Team USA for the Olympics. That's no doubt. You're not getting Jimmy Kimmel late at night. Jimmy Fallon, I don't remember which one it was, but he was on one of those shows.
Jimmy Fallon.
And you don't get back on that roster. He's basically a lot of fans in Toronto really do not want to admit this, but Tkachuk is more of the face of USA hockey than what Matthews is. And it's because of the way he plays. It's because of the cup. It's because of everything.
I don't think Leafs Nation is fighting that right now.
No.
They saw how Florida played out. They saw how the playoffs did.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays for Team USA. Who the hell makes it over him?
No, I think he's saying that he's hurt. He's not going to be able to play.
Depending on the injury, I guess, right?
He's not sitting out. He wants to be prepared to be ready and healthy for that. I'm just telling you, Panther fans, you might not like it, but that's just the realistic.
I don't know why Cup winners in quotes.
It has the ring. I mean,
yeah, he is a Cup winner, so I don't know why that's in quotes. I don't know if we could do grammar and English on this podcast, on this live stream. Kirby, you want to take it away?
X and everything.
I mean, Kirby's a big penmanship guy.
Yeah,
penmanship. The grammar comes after me when I'm tweeting live during the games.
That's why he didn't like Spencer Knight, because Spencer Knight had bad penmanship.
Did he?
I liked his game, but the penmanship.
Kyle Connor is 10 times better than Tkachuk.
Dog, you don't even believe that statement.
Anyway, anything else, gentlemen?
No, we should wrap up.
No, I was gonna say let's
thank you everybody again for all the support.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And be sure to hit the little bell there. So when we do go live on Sunday, you guys are notified and you guys can join us. We're working on a couple of guests here. We'll let you guys know when the time comes.
And if not, we'll be here for a community hangout with our
So we'll definitely be there. And for the Chronicles here, happy birthday again. Really appreciate you guys. And see you guys till Sunday. And Nick, I'll see you on Monday.
Yes. I can't wait. Stanley Cup Finals. Here we go.
Let's go, baby.
What's up, cats and rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!